Croeso Channel Black Fluid. Welcome back to Burrows. Yes, we are continuing on with Ken's route, and we left them with Ken, Gray, Jesse and Colt heading off on the highway. Wonder what's going to happen. The minutes fly by. I can tell this will be a longer trip than last time. I can feel myself start to nod off. Same about long car rides. Well, any vehicle really, but either way. Soon the sounds of the engines fade into white noise, and I focus on the gentle rumble of the road under us, the air whipping through the trees. Desde outrora, por numerous noites tenho o mesmo sono. Me persiste como se nunca tivesse me despertado. Encontré-me deitado nas profundezas da mata, como sempre. Algo aborrece aos pássaros. Vejo quintelar ao longe, aproximando-se como cada piscada de meus olhos. Feathers como branquinado, labradas calaca na noite, destruindo tudo que toca. Elevante, para cresceu. Una vez se cortou antes de morrer. Este fue un solo de los pavos ahora. Supongo que había repetido que era pavo. Los pensamientos de muerte dentro de mí. Pero la introducción de hombre que he dejado a ti. Por eso, no importa de dividirme contigo, que me desejes. Hey, hope you're doing alright back there. No, I blink into consciousness and wipe the cold rule off my chin. Shit, I actually nodded off. Geez, you're lucky I had such a tight grip before you passed out. No worries though, Rom's our destination. Good. Could really use a good night's rest. I'll need a sound mind to start piecing together what's happened to me. Jesse and Colt seem like good people. Might take some convincing, but at the very least they'd hear me out about Virgil. Ken, I've no idea. He's been inconsistent every time we've talked. I look back to see his bike still trailing a few yards behind us. Glad he didn't bail. Hey, so... What's in Oklahoma City? Ah, well, I guess we'll find out when we get there. Hey? Well, we've actually been travelling quite some time now. We started back in LA, then we went from San Fran to Vegas, then Denver, El Paso. So you guys are on a cross-country trip then? Yep. We want to keep going till we get to New York. Coast to coast. It's quite the journey. We're home to every big city on the way too. We want to see all this great country with our own eyes. It's a romantic sentiment, one I can't help but be charmed by. Even there's plenty of places not worth seeing. I could never vouch for Oakfield. Not until the last drop of our blood dries out, at least. That's why I vowed to never have any children. Are you two going to go back to California when it's all over? Jesse doesn't respond. I didn't mean to imply that you two had to stick together or anything. I'm sure you lead separate lives. Huh? Oh, yeah, fine, son. Me and Colt will probably stick together till we find out what we're looking for out there. No? I don't want to be nosy, but I'm a little curious. Can't say we'll know what that is until we find it. Jesse chuckles under his breath. Sometimes the journey's more important than the destination, Poss. Is that all this is, then? Virgil. I ruminate on that as we pull into the driveway of a roadside hotel. We all hop off our bikes and stretch. Ken's back emitting a worrying amount of cracks. I walk over to Colt, who's just finished chaining his bike to a post. He spies me and gives me a friendly nod, waving me over. Hey, Colt. Oh, hey. Are you feeling okay? I'm a little taken aback by his pleasant demeanour. It was all that posturing and act after all. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Possums are pretty sturdy. I can't believe that cat did that to you, and in public. He scowls in Ken's direction, growling and clenching his fists. He's complicated. I'm going to try and give him some space. Also, what kind of place is this? Never seen a hotel this close to the road. You ever stayed at a motel before? Hotel. Motel. Gesundheit. Louisiana sure is backwater. I must have said something weird. I feel out of the loop. I was hoping my case would convince him to give me a lift back home either. Hey now, it's not all like that. See how lit up Bourbon Street gets at night. It's as modern as anything I've ever seen. I'm just kidding, Gray. No hard feelings, honest. He rubs my shoulder and smiles. I shoot him one back. That's he's warming up to me. Anyway, a motel's like a hotel, just cheaper and outdoors. It's not luxurious or anything. Well, as long as they have beds, it should be fine. He lets out a wide yawn, his rounded ears folding back against his head for a moment before springing back into place. Our son's going to come in about half an hour, so I suggest we head inside before your sense of time gets screwy. So, it is the morning. Great. I'd just gotten used to the daytime shift too. Didn't even consider that these guys had a nocturnal schedule. The twilight coffee break should have been a hint. So, who's staying with who? Colt's eyes narrow and search me for a moment before he rolls his eyes. This ain't another sleepover, man. Me and Jess are going to need more time while we trust you enough to room aboard together. Fair enough. With that said, while we walk over to Jessie and Ken, they're standing by the check-in desk and seem to be arguing with each other. Oh boy, here we go. What's going on? Ken growls as he turns towards me, slamming a fist on the counter. This grifter is telling us we can't get separate rooms. That ain't what she said. Can someone just explain the situation, please? I turn to the woman at the front desk, who looks a bit shaken by the two leather-clad ruffians. Well, we're mostly booked for today. There's only 2 single-bedroom suites available, with a limit of 2 people per room. You see, that certainly is a pickle. Well, I'm definitely not comfortable sharing a room with him. I turn around to see Colt standing defiantly next to Jessie, staring daggers at Ken, who seems unbothered. Me and Jess always room together anyway. Say, hey, did you buy that? Colt loudly shushes the auto before grabbing a set of keys off the counter. Still, doesn't feel right leaving Gray alone with him. I'm not thrilled about it either, you know. And since when was a talking piece of linguine in charge? Careful, pussycat. Great. These are already shaping up to be mortal enemies. I grumble and look at Jessie, who gives me an apologetic shrug. The next time I'll find a bigger place with more rooms. This was on short notice. That's okay. I don't want to get to know you guys better. Nothing makes for better bonding than a late-night chat over a few beers. That sounds great. Maybe Ken would mellow out after a few cold ones. Jessie nods and pulls Colt away from the growling panther, waving goodbye to the receptionist. Ken taps his foot impatiently, refusing to look at me. Well, you just do as you're told, eh? Stop being such a brat. You're that uncomfortable, I'll sleep on the floor or something. It's not like I haven't had to wear the guise of a homophobic roommate before. Better safe than sorry. Oh, wow. They've got to make you do something like that. He sounds genuinely offended I'd suggest such a thing. Oh, sorry, I just thought... Never mind, come on. I shake it off and grab the last set of keys. He nods and we walk over the second level of the complex. We pass by the two on the way to our room, arguing about something in the door half open. I think you'd be cool with it. I don't know. Okay, well enough. Running into the Rub Club? It feels too... Hey guys, is everything good? Yes, he nods nervously, jumping into the room and hiding behind the door. It sure is. Me and Cole are going to settle in for the night. We'll be seeing you two in the morning. Okay. Night. He slams the door and I hear the jingle of a chain lock. I turn around to see Ken rolling his eyes, waiting by our door. Our room is nothing special. A fold-out bed, a small card table and a bathroom. Honestly, it wasn't much bigger than the apartment me and Simone shared. Only thing missing was a kitchen and I could get pretty comfortable. Ken drops his saddlebag on the ground and examines the place, looking mildly impressed. Well, he's a Tories in the middle of the room like the last one I stayed at. That sounds like prison. Sorry. He shoves past me and hangs his jacket up by the door, stretching until his joints pop. Fuck. Driving for hours at a time really does a number on you. I can imagine. Whenever I'd help old Mrs. Henderson with ploughing the fields, my muscles would ache for days. He eyes me up and down in disbelief. Huh. Didn't take you for the working sort. Ouch. Well, it's not like we know each other much. Well, true. Prove it then. Alright. I awkwardly undo my shirt and show off my upper body. I've known my fair share of hard work. His mouth hangs agape before he shakes his head, rolling his eyes in exaggerated fashion. Please, that's nothing. Take a look at this. Before I can say anything, he whips off his tank top and pants, revealing his perfectly sculpted torso. His fur is darkly rich and dense. The light gently frames his neck and shoulders like a halo, and his gold chain contrasts perfectly against his sable palette. How the hell did you get so ripped just riding a bike? He smiles smugly, having clearly won this battle. I do a set of 100 push-ups whenever I have some free time. These motels can get pretty boring. Well, yeah, but how do you get so much definition? I rub my flat stomach sadly. Dehydration mostly. Yours are actually healthier since you have a good layer of fat over them. He rubs his hand over my stomach and my knees buckle for a moment before he pulls back. Don't? Yeah, mine used to feel exactly like that before I hit the road. Pretty much only drink coffee and beer these days. I try to recover from the unexpected belly rubs and attempt to ask my next question with a straight face. Wait, really? How'd you manage to get any sleep? Maybe once every 2 or 3 days. What? I hear a shush from the next room over and cover my muzzle out of shame. Ken chuckles and rolls his eyes. Yeah, try to stay up as long as possible to cover more distance. Plus, let's just say me and sleep don't get along very well, okay? The mood starts to shift and I try to be genuine with him for a moment. Are you running from something? He looks away, rubbing his arm awkwardly. Sorry. Shit. He eases down the bed and stays quiet for a while. I grab a chair from the card table and drag it over, sitting to face him. We can talk about the hard stuff, you know. It doesn't have to be today or even tomorrow. I just don't know what you want me to say. What do you want to say? I sigh and take some time to find the right words. There's all sorts of things I don't understand. Not just with whatever sent me here either. His interest seems piqued, but he refrains from commenting. My grandma, she always had an answer for everything. Don't they always? Except for when there was no answer. Of course, you had an explanation for that, too. He looks confused, but nods to me to go on. Pain isn't deserved. It's destined. What does that mean? Bad things can happen to anyone. Good, bad, rich, poor. So if one day your life takes a weird turn and feels like the whole world's against you, it's probably not something you had any control over. But what if... He stops and lets his composure relax the first time, ears lowered. What if you did do something bad? Is it still not deserved? I think for a bit. This is the point me and Gran could never agree on. I think that depends on whether you think they're only good or bad people. He looks away, not convinced. You're not a bad person, Ken. You don't know anything about me. I don't think you'd have been in that place if you were. The bout of silence falls over us. I can feel the energy in the air. Ears are moving in his head. Christ, give me a sec. He sits up straight and clears his throat. Do you ever feel like, I don't know, there's something else pulling the strings? Making you feel things, see things, hell, even do things you don't want to do? Like God, or... He shifts closer to me, sitting on the edge of the bed. No, nothing like that at all. Sometimes, yeah. That's what I think landed me here with you. Why do you keep saying that? What is it you think happened? I take a deep breath and try to explain everything as calmly as possible. The bar, Virgil, meeting him and everyone else in the Golden Place. That indescribable mix of nostalgia and sadness we all felt. The conversation we shared. I felt myself tearing up by the end. Expensive, eyes darting around, adding up information. Ken? Shh. Sorry. After a few minutes, he stops and nods. Ray. Yes? I think I believe you. It's more like I have to believe you, actually. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. He gets up and starts pacing around the room, muttering to himself incoherently. No, because that would... and it would explain. Right, but... Ken... Shh, I'm still thinking. Okay. I sigh and lay down on the bed, feeling today's journey start to weigh on me. The room having no clock or windows is a silent blessing. It's better to pretend I'm in a timeless void rather than reset my circadian rhythm. Sleep is sounding better and better, and I curl up while holding a pillow as Ken keeps talking to himself. Right now, the only thing keeping me awake is the smell of old coffee on my fur and Ken's voice. I feel I could sleep for a week. Sleep. Suddenly, I feel the bed creak next to me. Look over my shoulder and I'm faced with Ken's broad back. Ken? Are you sure? He sighs and waves dismissively at me, his big arm dropping like a rock and hitting the bed with a soft thud. Yeah, no sense in making a fuss about it at this point. I trust you're not some freak who's going to try and touch me the second I fall asleep, yes? Yeah, no, I'm not going to touch you, man. Not without permission, anyway. Good, good. Night, speed bump. It's great. He repeats what I said in a mocking tone before turning off the lights. I groan and toss the blanket over us, trying to get cozy without invading his territory. Hey, Ken. Huh? What does the Certo de Sejo mean? I know. Sounds like Spanish. No, Portuguese. The hell is Portuguese? Dreams sure are weird. Still awake, despite keeping my eyes shut for what feels like hours. I fear it might end up this way. My mind is still spinning, trying to figure out what's going on. Even putting logic and the rules of physics aside, it's all nonsense. What does Virgil gain from setting me on this course? And Ken seems already to be going through some shit separate from this. Don't want to complicate things. Would one of the others been a better choice? Feels fucked up to say. If the point was to save these guys, trying to leave them as little damage as possible. Worrying about what it could mean is pointless. Until I get more information, I just have to go with my gut. I shift my weight and the bed spring pokes me into my hip. I grumble and flip over, hoping that helps. A glimmer of light flashes across my eyelids and I gently crack an eye open, confused. Ken's asleep at least. His whiskers dance as he breathes in and out, his giant frame making the blanket rise and fall. Ken's face looks so gentle right now. What the hell has he gone through to make him act this way? Suddenly, another flash of light. You can't sleep either? He shakes his head, those bright yellow eyes practically glowing. I could sort of feel you staring. Is that weird? I shake my head. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. Oh, it's okay. Yeah? I'm the one who should be sorry, I mean. Oh, I hurt you. It's fine. I'm not actually hurt. Don't say it's fine. We both know it's not. That's how a normal person would act. Stop bullshitting me and inventing them a giant red flag. No one says stupid and tell me to leave. I don't need to sleep. I can grab my bag and be out of here before the other two even notice. Come on, just do it. No. Why? Why are you... being stupid? Yeah, you are. If I did that, I'd be admitting I'm a fuck-up too. What? How? You don't know anything about me either, remember? Alright, I get it. Thanks. We lay in silence, letting the cool night air wash over us. Never seen such a vulnerable expression from him before. Those eyes are searching again. Did you want to say something? Right. I promise, whatever it is, I won't laugh. Could you hold me? Forget it, Okay, turn over. Huh? I sit up and lean on an elbow, scratching behind my ear with the other hand. I don't think you want me to hold you face to face. My morning breath is pretty bad. You... He chuckles and turns over. I hear the sounds of sniffling muffled by the blanket. You asshole. I move in close and line up our bodies, wrapping my arms around his midsection and squeezing firmly. I deliberately choose not to spoon him. This isn't a sexual need. This is a deep, childlike need to be accepted. I feel him purr in my arms for a few seconds while silence washes over us again. I feel very uncomfortable. Just do it for him. Do it. Something digs into my stomach and pushes me off the bed. Or even hit the ground as his glowing eyes staring down at me in fear. He's standing against the far wall, holding his chest and panting. Fucking hell. Ken, what happened? Stay right there. What are you... You fucker. You knew. I wince as the pain from his kick starts to register and try to stand up, holding my hands out defensively. Calm down. Don't fucking try it. Stop trying to get in my head. All those nice words. Just to try and rape me. Whoa, that is not. He starts coughing and holding his throat, looking around frantically. Christ, did you put some in the water? What water? Ken, you asked me to hold you. Shut up! I would never do that. Oh, just shut the fuck up! He grabs a chair and smashes it on the wall behind him. It splinters into pieces and he rips off one of the legs, a bent nail poking out the end. Ken, stop! Don't! I'm not going to hurt you. Liar. His angry expression suddenly calls him to a flat, emotionless stare. Puts me on edge even more. You made me say those things, didn't you? No. You used that memory to fool me. Oh, you're a clever one. He starts slowly walking over to me, tapping the weapon against his thigh. Ken, please. A dangerous one. As he starts around the bed, I hear the clamoring of feet outside the door. Help! Someone slams the door with a heavy shoulder, knocking it off its hinges. Harsh daylight floods the room and I see Jesse, his broad frame casting a shadow across the room. Bad move, son. You too? Was everyone in on this? Jesse, don't hurt. He nods and swiftly clears the distance between them, grabbing Ken's wrist and squeezing until the weapon falls to the ground. Fucker. He rears back with the other fist, shoving a knee in Jesse's crotch. No! The Martin quickly gets between them, hanging off of Ken's arm like a toddler. Ray, get out of here. Takes a few seconds to register how far this escalates. I pick myself up, charging out the door into the sunlight. Ray! Ray! Let me go! Don't look back. I scurry out onto the walkway and slam into the railing, nearly sailing over it. Seeing the long way down, I regain my balance and push off towards the stairs, running blindly as soon as I hit the grass. Gotta run. Escape. But where? I slow down and catch my breath, clapping onto a grassy knoll overlooking the open road. This is so stupid. I'm fully awake now, Feels like early afternoon, though the skies are overcast, so it's hard to tell. The sun shines defiantly through the clouds, burning my sleep-deprived eyes. I feel a sting on my bicep. Examine it, see a small cut, beads of dark blood forming towards the centre. Must be from when he kicked me. One of his toes caught my arm. Feline claws are notoriously sharp. I lick the wound and press on it with my other hand, wincing in pain. Ken. Tears start welling up again. Not because of him this time. I don't know what I'm doing here, with another group of people. People are complicated. Complications cause drama. Drama causes pain. So tired of causing others pain. The bleeding starts to slow down and I examine the cat. I furrow my brow thinking about my attacker. Trying to be as careful as possible. I didn't flirt with him, didn't take advantage of his vulnerability, didn't even look him in the eye half the time. Honestly, don't find him very attractive at all, even though by all accounts I should. Can't put my finger on why. Maybe it's just his personality. Just like Sam. It's just like Sam, isn't it? Except with him, I hear footsteps and turn around and see Colt standing behind me, huffing and puffing. You alright, Gray? Yeah, I think so. You're, Oh, fuck. It's fine. Come, sit. Okay. He brushes his tail out of the way and plops down next to me. Jesse. He's calming Ken down. He stopped trying to fight us just after you left. He was just kind of staring at the wall. Huh. Well, that's good, right? I don't trust him, Gray. I don't think he should stay with us. You don't trust me either, remember? His whiskers twitch and looks at the ground, flustered. You're different. It's life. It's a hard one. You don't meet kind-hearted people very often. Heh. You really think I'm kind? Well, you're not unkind. I reach over and pat him on the shoulder. I like this guy. Well, I'm going to go check on the others. You good out here? I nod. Okay, stay put. He jumps to his feet and jogs back to the motel. Not so difficult after all. So it seems. Sigh and stretch on the grass, watching the clouds roll by for a while. Sounds the cars zipping by and the occasional gentle breeze almost lull me back to sleep. My heart is still beating frantically in my chest. Emotions are complicated. Happy around to people like Colt and Jesse. I'm sympathetic yet terrified of Ken. Confused about what any of this has to do with the Golden Place. On top of all that, I feel ashamed I wanted to kill myself. Maybe even more ashamed I'm still alive after making such a show of it. When I get back home, I'm not going to get the most lip from it all. They'll probably say something like, anything to skip out on rent, eh? And kick me out for a week before Simone could convince him otherwise. Actually, knowing him, I could probably just pull that trump card I've been saving and finally top him. Getting ahead of myself. First things first, let's figure out what to do with Ken. Gray. I jump up in surprise and shriek, followed by a raspy cough. Ken, what the fuck? Dude, relax. Like he has any business asking me to relax. I look past him and see Jesse and Colt watching us from the staircase. Jesse gives me a thumbs up while Colt smiles nervously. What do you want? He looks away for a moment, listening to the birds singing in the trees. It's a pretty song. I'm sorry for hurting you. I know. That's a dog shit apology, considering. He sighs and sits next to me, leaning on his kneecaps. He speaks without looking at me. You know what you did, right? No, I don't. Ken rolls his eyes and chuckles to himself. It's whatever. I'm not mad about it anymore. Okay. I know I'm probably being a crazy one here. Whether or not you remember, it hurt me. I'm sorry, something I did hurt you? Don't apologize. It's sort of impressive that you even could. I am so lost. In all seriousness, you have to promise me something. Another promise. What? I'm not a faggot, alright? Don't act that way around me. But you... No, whatever, fine. I'm not a faggot either, for the record. I like women plenty, too. Oh, neat. Still a fag. I sigh and get up, taking a minute to stretch while Ken lights up a cigarette. How old are you, anyway? Huh? I'm 21. Jeez, he looks way older than that. Life hasn't been kind to him. I'm 25. That makes me your senior. Okay. You want a cookie, Grandpa? That's exactly how I expected him to respond. Sheesh, what a brat. These post-war kids really have no manners. Anyway, there's something that's been nagging at me since last night. What? Conversation we had about weird shit. What kind of experience have you had? He looks skeptical at first. His expression becomes pensive. I give him as much time as he needs to collect his thoughts. The sky starts to shift towards early evening. I'd taken up to making daisy chains or looking for four-leaf clovers in the grass in the meantime. Jessie and Colt stayed nearby, watching us carefully the whole time. Colt came over a few times to sit with me and make small talk. I'm grateful for everyone's patience. I think they want things with Ken to work out as much as I do. It was only for practicality's sake. Eventually, Ken cleared his throat and turned to face him eagerly. Okay. I wanted to make sure I ruled out the stuff that was just people messing with me. Well, there's a huge grey area with that, but still. Here we go. He takes a deep breath. So, I had to rip the radio out of my bike. I kept hearing things. What kind of things? Like, I keep hearing my name. Not just sometimes. Uh-huh. I'd switched between stations, but never stopped. They kept talking directly to me, from Frank Sinatra to the 6 o'clock news. What did they say? You know what you did. A chill goes up my spine. I've heard that phrase in my head many, many times. Whoa. What could they be talking about? I don't want to get into that. Not yet. I have to stay on the move. They're going to get me if I stay in one place too long. Something is clearly not clicking though. Okay, anything else? Well, that's the main one. Sometimes I see stuff that other people don't. I think I saw it behind you, back during the fight. I think back to when he's branching that broken chair. I wonder what his intentions might have been. I don't bring it up. I see. You'll have to tell me next time you see it. You have to be careful. He nods, not a shred of doubt behind his eyes. Oh, what about you, Gray? Well, my grandma would talk about magic a lot. Folklore from back in the old country. What? I looked to the side and tried to say it quickly in one breath. Island. Oh, okay. Right, well, pretty simply, she tried to show me that magic in everything growing up. At least when my father wasn't poking around. Sometimes I get the feeling they weren't just fairy tales, especially after what I told you before. There's a power. Sometimes I can feel it running through the grass when I lay on it. I have these dreams of another me in another place. One day, I swear I can see the trees bend to talk to each other like people do. I parted the river with my staff as if I was Moses himself. Sometimes, the me from that dream stays behind after I wake up. You ever just wake up already in the middle of doing something? Like, you don't remember how you got there? Yes, all the time. It scares the hell out of me. Ken looks at me with a genuine smile, the light of the setting sun catching his golden eyes. Me too, but we're not alone now. I just hope I don't jinx you. I may believe in magic, we're not dumb stereotypes. Yeah, right. I hear heavy footsteps behind us. Look up to see Jesse standing over us, a goofy smile on his face. Colt's next to him, holding the rest of Ken and eyes closed. Well now, so nice to see the two of you getting along. Yeah, for now. Colt walks out from behind Jesse's back and helps me to my feet, dusting grass off my pants. Go on, we're going to get some dinner before we hit the road again. Ken gets up with a groan, snatches his jacket out of the Martin's hands. Where at? My stomach growls loudly, nor as I haven't eaten almost a day at this point. Yeah, where at? Colt looks disgusted at me repeating Ken's mannerisms and clears his throat. Dine a few miles up in Shamrock. That'll be our last stop for crossing the border into Oklahoma. I can't believe there's a whole town named that. Yeah, almost sounds like a theme park. It's barely on the map, but it's on Route 44, so it's the closest option without taking a detour. It works for me, and let's go, I'm starved. We head back to the bikes and hit the road once again. This time Ken rides a little closer, still taking up the rear. A dine is a great choice, especially for a mixed group like this. I have no idea if Ken's bratty behaviour extends to his taste in food. I want to avoid stressing him out. You're a babysitter now. Congratulations. Shush. Tiny signs of life start to dart by as we approach the outskirts of the town. Sheds, farmhouses, even a few modest dwellings. Eventually we reach the parking lot for the diner and pull in. Does this place have a drive-through? This ain't a McDonald's, kid. What's McDonald's? Some fast food joint opened a few years ago. Started seeing them pop up everywhere on the roads. Tiny little wafer-thin burgers. Zero nutrition. I give Ken a concerned look and he just shrugs. What? It's cheap. I'm not exactly employed right now. Me neither. Oh, fuck. I pull out my wallet and dig through it desperately. It's empty. I look towards Jesse and Colt, laughing awkwardly. So... Just this once. Only because you two are young'uns. Breaks my heart to see kids eating like crap when their bodies are still growing. Colt rolls his eyes and gently punches my shoulder. I'm 30, he says the same thing to me, don't worry. He's just an old codger. Guilty as charged. Now come on, let's get some grub. As we head closer, I can hear the sounds of people coming from inside, in between muffled notes and music. Ken slows his walk, looking around nervously. Ken? You know, I saw these diners let the girls bring the food to your car on roller skates. Eh? Well, maybe they have something like that. I'd rather just stay out here. Jesse notices we stop and scoops us up in his arms, pushing us towards the front door. Nonsense. This family will eat at the table. Family? He's taken the fatherly role a little too literally, I think. We crowd by the front and wait to get seated. Curious, I peek over Jesse's shoulder to see what sort of place this was. Whoa, this is spiffy. I love how shiny everything is, and the colours are great too. Things back home seem so drab in comparison. I thought there's live music playing. Instead I see a brightly lit jukebox in the corner. Almost sounds like the blues, a little more soulless. Like they took the music we sang at church and let the dogs run wild with it. Actually, Etienne sang just fine. It was just nothing compared to how Simone interpreted the songs. She felt it with her mind, body, and soul. We get greeted by our waitress, a cocker spaniel who seems to be on the verge of tears at the end of every sentence. Hello, fellas. Table for 4. Yes. Is everything all right, ma'am? Oh, of course. Don't be silly. Come this way. She struggles to walk at even sensible heels and leads us over to a booth. Score. Ken and Colt immediately darted for the window seats, scooting into the booth at the same time. Their looks of elation quickly shift as they lock eyes and start growling, disgusted at the possibility of being similar in any way. Boys, hey. Jesse turns to me and nods in their direction. Alright, Gray, choice is yours. Right. I cautiously sided next to Ken, hearing him suck his teeth when our thighs touch. Just wanted to sit here so you didn't have to look at me. What? No way. Let's make sure you're alright. Oh, well, that's nice of you. Oh, thanks. You're always nice, huh? I don't know about always. Sure thing, Boy Scout. Why don't you give it a try? Who knows, it could pay off. Oh, me? That is so not my thing, dude. Don't you get to decide what defines you, then? Doesn't always feel like it. He looks past Colt's head to a baby staring over us from the next table. Ken clears his throat and smiles wide. Or should I say, bares his fangs in the way he thinks he's smiling. The bird's eyes glisten with tears. Shit. Little Dove starts bawling her eyes out. The mother sighs and scoops her up, shaking her head at us while simultaneously shushing and rocking the crying infant. Ken buries his face in the collar of his jacket and I try to stifle a giggle. Oh, fuck you, man. I'm proud of you for trying. Anyway, what should I get? Been a long time since I sat down somewhere to eat. What's your favourite meat? Faggot. Which I'm just going to break in from my normal narrator's thing and say that is actually accurate if you're British. Offal minced beef served in gravy. It is a real thing, trust me. So if anyone wants to complain, I have no problem with these words because one means a cigarette and one is what I just described, plus kindling. That's been your language lesson for today. Now let's get back to the story. Fuck you. What about you then? What are you eating? Probably just a burger. I'm not picky. A burger doesn't sound half bad. Why don't they sell any good beer? Shh, not so loud. Everyone looks at me puzzled. Pardon? Is this place... You know? I flick my clover pin. Yes? Phew, okay then. Wait, when are you driving after this? Oh, no worries. Just gonna buy a few cans and keep them in the trunk and find a place in the fridge. Cans? Yeah, if it's not tapped, there's no point. Aren't you, like, plenty of drinking age? What do you know about good beer? I know I'm gonna need a cover to have to be around you lot. Nice. Eventually our waitress comes to take our orders, still sniffling after every word. Sorry, so very gentle. How can I help you? Can we help you? She starts giggling nervously, looking around if there was some sort of prank. Oh, you kid. Oh, never mind the sense of humour. Love. A single jet black tear rolls down her face. Oh dear. Some powder will keep your mascara from running, you know? Fat. Anyway, I think we're all having burgers. And one tuna melt. 3 burgers and 1 tuna melt. Any drinks beside water? I think we had enough waterworks for the night. We have a Coke and a few cans of milk off the road. She wipes her face, smearing the line of black across her cheek. ID, please. Jesse gives her an exasperated look, gesturing to his grey muzzle. Unless you want to. It's fine. Yeah. He leans over to give her a tiny plastic card. She carefully examines it before whistling, eyes wide. Yes, I'm an old sea dog. I'll just get a salsa. I'll have a Coke too. Oh, the Shirley Temple. A profound silence falls across the table. We all just stare. What? Nothing. It just sounds a little fruity. Fuck you guys. As she walks away, I notice the gopher staring at me from across the room, sitting at the counter. He's dabbing his sweaty forehead with a cloth and seeding glances, looking away when I give him a confused expression. Weird. You know that guy, Gray? Sure don't. Never seen him before in my life. Well, anyway, Suddenly a tiny paper ball bounces off Colt's forehead, landing in his water cup. What the? Who did that? I hear a snicker from the table behind us. Turn around and see a group of teenagers in leather jackets. Fox is already preparing another ball, while Dashun gets ready to flick in our direction. Fucking kids. Really? You're gonna try to get while I'm looking right at you? Flick. It hits him right between the eyes and he shoots up, knocking the table loudly with his knee. Little shits! They burst into laughter, fist bumping as the Fox watches on, smirking proudly. Haha, it's funny. We change tables. Can't see any more booths. Let's keep it cool and be mature. He sits back down with a huff, arms crossed. They continue throwing papers for a while, but stop when we don't give them any reactions. Soon our food comes and we chow down, me and Ken finishing our burgers in a matter of seconds. Oh boy, you fellas were hankering for some grub. Pardon, I was about to pass out. It's been a while since I had a good meal. Hey, do you want those fries? Yes. Can I? One. He grins deviously and grabs a fistful of fries, shoving them in his mouth. Ken! Hey. Honestly, as bad as those kids behind us. Kids? Yo, Tony, just call us fucking kids! I whip around and see the Fox sitting over the back of our seat, baring his teeth. It must be Tony. Oh, the choice words come from a couple of geezers. I ain't no geezer, twerp. What did you just say? Ken. He ignores me and turns to face the Fox, tightly gripping the fork. Why don't you little chums from nursery school run along and play hopscotch or something? Oh, you're gonna regret that, kiddie. Is that a threat, greaseball? Jesse jumps across the table and pulls Ken back like in between him and the Fox. Come on now, let's avoid causing any problems while we're in town. I guess here after all. Yeah, listen to Grandpa. Kitty. Go pay the bill. We're leaving. Alright. 2 steps ahead of you. Come on, guys. He whistles loudly and his cohorts snap to attention, scrambling for the door. He slaps some bills down the counter and gives us the final sneer before walking out. We sigh in relief, Ken merely rolling his eyes at us. Proud of you, Ken. That's out restraint. Yeah, let's just pay the bill and get out of here. Jesse and Colt trot over the front desk and I get up too, keep my eyes on the door as Ken exits after me. Just ignore him if he's still out there. Hear a tap on my shoulder and whip around and see that sweaty gopher from before standing in front of me. Yeah, with all due respect, sir. What are you doing here? Huh? Sir? What are you... to be seen with little ruffians of that nature. His eyes narrowing Colton Jesse's direction. Julian, what is going on here? I think you have the wrong person, Mr... Look over his shoulder and see our waitress making a phone call behind the counter, eyes darting between Ken and I. Hey, this guy giving you trouble? Oh, I don't think so. His eyes drift over the waitress and grow wide in panic. We need to get out of here. I've already alerted the authorities. Julian, I need you to stay. Bastard! The restaurant grows quiet as everyone turns to look at us. They stare, faces judgmental and twisted. Ken, let's go. Something's wrong with this place. He nods and bolts to the door. I follow suit and grab Colt and Jesse arm in arm. Ray, what are you... What's a rush, son? Someone called the cops on Ken and we have to hit the road. And that was this episode of Burrows. And yes, there's a dramatic scene coming up which I'm going to hold back on till next episode. And if you speak Portuguese, I hope I didn't mangle that section too badly. I know what it's like when people completely destroy your language when trying to say it, but I was doing what I could with it, let's say that. I have no one I can check with Portuguese, unfortunately. And no, Mark, there'll be way more coming up in this route, but we'll find out. I guess we get more Jesse in this episode. I really like that character. He's a nice guy. Hopefully we'll learn more about what's going on with Ken soon as well. It's definitely something in his backstory there. Coming up next on the channel, we do have another May Wolf Jam entrant. That's the Flying General. That will be this weekend. And as always, before I go, I'd like to say a special thank you to all my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon. You are very, very much appreciated. And my top patrons are Burnt Toast, Kiartek, Cobus Visser, Legacy Bucciarati, Lark Huskerton, Bastian, Brian Hall, Tiger Cub, Ida Corval, Anubis Silverwind, Dissonance, Grizz, Spiderling, Kopi, Sindri Dragowolf, Marcus, Evan King, Exac, Aaron Fox, Mahmoud Al-Zamel, Andy Peng, Smuto, Omar, Big Booty Judy, Nova Starburn, Harvest Mouse Productions, and Bieka. Special thanks to all of those. And interestingly, Bastian is also the one behind Infinite Space. It's a new VN. I recommend you check that out. I do plan to introduce on the channel at some point when I can find some space. Oh, and talking about future things, Smoke Room, Nick just had a patron update a couple of days ago, which I've just read. Oh, that's good. And we'll be going through that sometime after it becomes public, so maybe late September, early October, somewhere around there for that one. I've actually figured out the schedule. And there's also lots more stuff coming up after the Flying General on the weekend. So, until then, thanks for watching. Bye for now.